Hear that, boys? Listen to that crowd.
Point, I'm not even first team.
Let's get this win for our fans tonight. Let's
Why are
pump
you
these
pumping
people
up?
up.
When you're on the bench.
On the road and hungry for a win against
Should be first team by now.
the Indiana Pacers are ready to go. With Clark
Still on the bench.
I'm Kevin Harlan, bringing you the NBA live on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke, who will be joining us courtside moments from now.
Watson.
Watson with it, averaging 6 points per contest.
With Paul George.
Scola inside, defended by Scott. Here's Copeland, shot clock at 6. Here's Watson, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot, he'll shoot 2. Already it's February.
Wow,
Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Indiana. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And of course the Atlanta Hawks just need to take it a game at a time.
When I look at Atlanta, they've just confounded their hometown fans. I mean, this was not a team that was supposed to be on the bottom looking up.
Yeah, it's too bad for their fans because I think they felt like this would be a good season, one that they could be excited about and maybe even look to the future for even better times. But this has been a real struggle to this point.
The Hawks have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Cool Hands. Timeout called the Pacers. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
And it wasn't just bad shooting. I mean, they weren't getting good looks. The offense wasn't clicking. No ball movement. Very stagnant performance.
Yeah, I agree. The reason for that, I think, was their movement away from the ball. Not very crisp.
Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession.
One of the bright young head coaching stars in the league, Frank Vogel, took over the Pacers on an interim basis 3 seasons ago and immediately paid dividends. They had a strong finish to that season and his first season in a competitive first-round series.
Come on,
against
that's not
Chicago,
possible.
and that success has continued to build and grow, and Frank Vogel deserves a lot of the credit.
Oh, nice.
Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That's his first foul. And Coach Vogel, the 2nd youngest coach in the NBA last season, but he'd been working in the NBA for 15 years, Steve, prior to that, prior to becoming a head coach.
Yeah, 5 years as a video coordinator, a couple seasons as an advanced scout, and then 8 years on the bench as an assistant.
Nice.
So he's definitely
Oh, come on. I normally want.
learned a lot on his way up the ladder. Tried to make that interior pass, but it wasn't there.
Picked by Horford. Cool Hands passes to Horford. He got right to the cup using that screen. And now it's just a 4-point Pacer lead.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Hibbert hits the bucket.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Here's Cool Hands.
Wow,
He's covered by
with the
Watson.
messes.
Horford's shot is good.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Watson, he trains the quick shot. .56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Cool Hands. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too.
So is that plus?
All the right decisions offensively.
Oh.
Inside to Hibbert, stolen away. Carroll passes to Cool Hands. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Oh, how did he get that?
And now Horford again. Horford's got 9.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the
I'll give him
side
the free
are
throw.
only going to get worse.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. That's 2 fouls already. He can't afford another.
Indiana shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Well, to this point of the season, guys, they're knocking down about 76% of their free throws.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
There's a good screen. Down low with 4 seconds on the clock. Scott, good. Scott's got his first 2 points.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Plenty of offense. Horford against Scola. Outside, George. Pass to Watson. Watson gets a screen from Scola. 6 on the shot clock. The fadeaway. Rebounded by Brand. Brand's got his 4th rebound in this one. On the court for Indiana. Stevenson and George on the wings. Hill is up there with Scola. And it's Watson in at the point guard. Horford the pass to Cool.
Oh, what? Good shot
He
selection.
can't bank
Still
that
pretty
one
good.
in. Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a loss to Minnesota.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. And in terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. Their scoring just went dry.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, cool hands in the last outing against the Timberwolves put on quite a show. He dropped in 15 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night, Steve, and he didn't disappoint him.
No, he didn't. In fact, he did everything they asked of him and more. And I think he really enjoys being that go-to guy for them.
Yeah, I think he relishes that because he knows he's capable of doing it. He's had some performances that have fortified his confidence in that role. So he's in a good place right now.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hill's checked in. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. He kicks it to Scola. A second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in. Scola's got 4 points in the quarter.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Here's
Oh, wow.
Williams. Hill pulls it in.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Right side Hill. The 3 from George. No luck.
Well, after knocking down 3 3-pointers last quarter, he's starting to lose the range a little bit.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Paul George right on.
Here's Cool Hands, defended by George.
Oh,
Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Cool Hands.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter. Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
He gets it up, and Hill with the block. Second quarter ends.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it's been
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
welcome back to Atlanta, and a shot here from Atlantic Station extending over the high rises of Midtown. Boy, is that pretty.
Atlanta needs to do a better job guarding against George.
He's got 11 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's been an important part of his game.
Oh,
too.
nice.
He's made his open look.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, cool hands. He's in at shooting guard. Elton Brand is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Teague, and it's Horford in at the 5 spot. Granger, good.
Well, that's one way to get your second half started on the right foot. An easy layup against some soft defense.
You know, a lot has been said about the Pacers and their defense, but in addition to them being great with their positioning and skill, they're one of the toughest and most rugged teams to deal with, both mentally and physically. They really pride themselves on playing you, get into your airspace and get in your face.
Dishes it to Hibbert. West kicks to Hill. Inside to Hibbert, and stolen by Jeff Teague.
Nice.
There's the killer two-handed slam.
Need one more assist.
Use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal, all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Hibbert with a screen on Millsap.
Wow, 2 players.
Terrific
Still
design
going.
on the big play, and he lays it in. Granger's got 4 points this quarter. And Clark, back to what you said, the Pacers did get in a few games last year where tempers flared and players got in each
Got it.
other's faces.
Done.
But, you know, Steve, you look back at all the great defensive teams in NBA history, and not a lot of them were a group of amicable guys.
It's true. I mean, this was a great defense, and sometimes you have to ruffle feathers and get in people's faces in terms of being tough and gritty defensively. I think the Pacers understood that.
Look at that.
Hook
Oh,
loose, 6 to shoot. Teague against George.
and a 3.
And that will fall. A three-pointer on the line from Cool Hands.
They're rolling. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
Hill dishes to Granger. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
Josh Hibbert.
Hibbert. Atlanta with the rebound. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
You know, guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never...
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Outside Hill. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Hawks leading by 4. Brand, a screen on Hill. Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Hill.
Defense good. Defense is good.
Just 5 on the clock.
How was the Pacers?
Passes to Brand. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
And I think when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, I mean, the numbers show that he was a phenomenal defensive player. 3,830 career blocks, 2-time defensive player of the year. I think he put him alongside greats like Bill Russell, who played before blocks were actually recorded. We put Olajuwon up near Russell in terms of maybe greatest interior defenders of all time.
They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they need to play it smart. Make sure you get a good shot first, and then maybe a second possession.
West. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Guys, he's extremely difficult to cover on the low block. He's skilled. He's got a lot of moves he can go to, and he keeps the defense off balance.
And Steve, you look at him, he is a banger. I mean, he really enjoys the physical aspect of the game.
And Clark, going back to that 2006 draft you were talking about, it wasn't exactly stacked. In fact,
No,
Zep might
such
be
a
the
late
second-best
pass.
player in that draft class, Steve, after LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, it's amazing when you look back. I mean, how did he slip through the cracks all the way to the second round? He might not have had prototype size for the power forward position, but you know, it's all about production, and he was one of the great rebounders the college game had ever seen.
We got 22 seconds left in the third. 6 to shoot. Cool hands, passes to Horford. That one goes. Count it. Horford's got 11 points.
The shot quality is very good here, and they're making most of them this half.
Well, the way they're converting on seemingly every shot, I wouldn't be surprised to see their field goal percentage just keep going up.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Here's Cunningham. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. And Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets
Yes.
up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, is huge.
Yeah, no question.
On the court for Indiana, Hill is out there with Johnson. Then there's Danny Granger. Then it's Paul George. And it's West in at the 5 down low. Shot's good.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Pacers trail by 5. Hibbert with a screen for Hill. To the right side. West outside. Hill with it. Now guarded by cool hands. The shot's good from Granger.
Boy, this guy just plays with a love of the game. You can see it, how he prepares, his work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates.
Oh, wow.
Across the floor, it is all basketball.
What?
They recover it. Indiana's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. And there's the foul. It goes on cool hands. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Hawks making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. And George kicks to Hibbert. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
When Hibbert came into the league, guys, everybody assumed he'd be a project, and that's been accurate. But projects can pay off, and to have a player with his size and work ethic and skill is a huge payday for the Pacers.
And going back to Hibbert and Clark, you mentioned this. Looked at as a project when he came in, taken with the 17th pick, Steve, back in 08, in a draft that you were involved with Phoenix.
Well, we took Robin Lopez at
Nice.
15 because
Free.
he just had much better mobility athletically. We were shocked that Hibbert could eventually develop the kind of speed and lateral.
Can he make
quickness
10 assists?
that he's
Cool.
done. So pretty impressive that he's put all this work in and defied his critics.
George dishes to Hill. Here's Granger. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that.
Passes it to Cunningham. Here's cool hands. There's the dish to Cunningham.
Nice. Come on.
Another 3 for Atlanta.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Pacers trail by 8. Hill drives in. No good from West. Atlanta's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the 4th quarter. Brand a screen on Hill. The pass to Cunningham. Feeds to Brand. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Hawks lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
4th quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. There's the feed to Cunningham.
Come on, Cunningham.
And a miss there on the triple.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And George, here we go. It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Roy Hibbert.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Oh, wow.
Pass
What?
to Cunningham. It's stolen by West.
Yes, get it, get it, get it.
Tipped away.
Woo.
Hill with it. Now guarded by cool hands. George passes to West. To the middle.
I'm gonna tell you how.
A stupendous finish in traffic.
and they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Brand, a screen on Hill. Here's Cool Hands. Out to the wing. 4 on the clock. Horford with the screen on Hill. Over to the left wing.
Yes, come on.
Cunningham. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Cunningham's got 5 points in the quarter.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
Yeah, maybe you don't start launching bad shots. That's a problem.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Horford with the screen on Hill.
That 4th foul might force him to scale back the aggression defensively a little bit. He does not want to pick up number 5.
Oh, come on, Cunningham, you're doing good.
Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Hill. Here's Cunningham. No good on the 3. Pacers trail by 6. Hill gets a screen from Hibbert.
What are you doing, Coffin? Was it Millsap?
Wide by Indiana.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess
Shoot
the
it.
good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
The Hawks working the ball around. Here's Cool Hands. Shot clock at 6. Here's Brand in Atlanta again with the bucket.
4 fouls already.
And so it's Indiana with it. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
A lot of fans focused on that matchup for Portland.
George with the ball. He's against Cunningham. Granger kicks to George. 6 on the shot clock. From 10 feet out. And again, it's Indiana. Atlanta calls timeout.
Well, they were getting tired out there. A quick timeout gives them an opportunity to catch their breath.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. His advice clear cut. I want to see you play
Oh, wow.
to win.
Oh, my gosh.
Not playing not to lose.
Brand.
I don't care what the lead is.
Wasted
We
my
do not
assist.
back off.
Cool Hands passes to Brand. Goes up again. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Indiana has its hands full guarding against Horford.
8 rebounds and 2 rejections. Excellent defensive
Oh.
presence on the glass and delivering some of that shot blocking skill too.
Yeah, a
Shoot,
dominant
shoot.
performance.
No
in
more
the
fouls,
paint.
no more
The
fouls.
2-possession lead is what they were looking for
No more
there,
fouls.
so they can deal with that one miss.
And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That will be foul number 5 on him. Atlanta on D. It's a 5-point game. And George, here we go. West lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The
Oh my
defenders
gosh,
just
man,
aren't
what are you
aggressive
doing?
enough down low.
Horford
Shoot the
with
ball.
screen on Hill. Cool Hands passes to Brand. Here's Cool Hands. Back to Brand. Here's Horford. And he gets it to go. And the Hawks lead by 5.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
Oh, wow.
Outside Hill. Granger outside. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 14 points for Danny Granger.
That's his first 3-pointer of the half.
Come on, one
He
more.
did
One
make
more
one
assist.
in the first half as well.
Cool Hands passes
Double,
to
double.
Horford. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
You know, shooting as well as he has from before in the game, this tight guy, you've got to think he's going to be a factor near the end.
Granger dishes to George. Looks for Hibbert. Gets it to him. Good on the shot.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been
Oh
off the
my
charts.
gosh.
For Atlanta, they've gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Cool hands passes to Horford. Outside Millsap. Pass to Cool hands.
Nice Horford. Find it.
Brand a
That's
screen
10.
on Hill. Lock at 6. Kicks it to Horford. From about 16. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
He's been ready to do work in the fourth quarter.
Pacers trail by 4. Outside Hill. Here's George. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, what a basket, and at the perfect time.
How about the courage and backbone of this guy? Wow.
Here's Cool Hands. Count it.
Clearly, he's shaking off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Here's Hill. With an assist this trip down, he'd have 10.
Controlling the show and making some really
Oh, what?
nice passes.
He's got great court vision. That's what impresses me. Just sees the floor so well.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Shoot, Cunningham.
And Hill over
Oh,
outside Millsap. Here's Cunningham.
he trash.
Can't get the 3 to fall.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
It's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it
Nice.
wasn't right in his face. For him.
Second one is good. We both at the line. And it's a 6-point ball game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Granger from outside.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
Elton Brand pulls it down. It's stolen by
Hill. Okay.
Nails the triple. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
I mean, it's the free throw.
It's the first that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there to ensure.
I helped this team win. Look at that. This is my first team.
Take the win. Both teams played well, but the
Thank you, Kevin. Paul, what was this team's